I want to shoot a quick video. This is on the quick detach brake system or brake line. So these are on Amazon. They're actually not much more than 20 bucks. They're 3AN fitting. I had to get a female to female coupler, but long and the short is I have my rear brake disconnected because I'm rebuilding the seal. So it's actually, I don't know if you can see it, it's loose in that paper towel. And the reason there's a paper towel is there's actually a little fitting on the end of the cap so that if pressures get to an extreme level, it'll spritz. But just to show you right now, we can, move the bike back and forth with our hand, and of course the wheel flipped over. And then if we pull on the brake, bike won't move because the sidecar brake, that's what this is. If we detach it, so I just go here, see if I can do this one-handed. Pretty easy, turn, bam, and you see the fitting and how it looks in here. And so now, we could do this. We can pull on the brake. Doesn't do anything. It feels pressure because it's hitting the end of the line here and the cap at the end. If I really ram on it, I'm guessing it'll spritz a little at the end. And so then the question is this a good system, and does it introduce air into the line? And so what we'll do is, and I already know the answer obviously, put this back on, turn it, clips right in. Again, see if this focuses. It's got a little tooth and a little track. And so now, if it worked, when we pull the pipe, I can't move the bike. So that means the sidecar brake is working, no air was introduced to the line, and essentially you have a system, or at least from a brake system standpoint, that can be detached or disconnected quickly. Now, in regards to this being a quick detach sidecar rig, it is in the sense of what these things are, which means you pull this bolt, this meaty bolt, you pull this bolt here, and then you pull that guy. And because the way this is set up, and it also has a wiring harness thing that detaches, a Deutsch clip or something that goes up into the bike. So you basically have three, mega size bolts to detach, and then this whole thing would disconnect here, and above the exhaust. The nice thing about the way they set this up is you have clearance. So whereas some things you would drag, some of the sidecar setups, if you left on too much of the mounting stuff, you would drag on a right turn. That's not the case here. I also have the brackets for the 99 and up, I think to 2007 frames for touring. So if I put that on my 01, technically I could pop all this, put the same fitting, secondary fitting on the master cylinder on the other bike, and we'd be good to go. The issue that you might encounter is due to this braking system, and we're going to see if this works out, this is a 3/4 bore, because you got to push enough fluid to do the disc brake in the rear, which is the big 2-piston caliper for the FLT and FLHs, and then the sidecar brake, which seems to be fairly small given the length of travel needed to activate it. So you might have an issue if you're trying to set this up for multiple sidecars, ignoring that the distances on these won't necessarily be the same. You'd have to go back and forth. I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, the bore size might not be enough to push enough fluid to do two disc brakes. I'll bet it is, given how effective the modern ones are compared to these sort of antiquated ones. I mean, this thing has a ton of travel when hooked up, but we'll see once the new seals are in place how it works. But this part works and seems to be functioning and is meant for sport bikes. Would I trust my life with it? You know, the $20 for a racing part, I don't know. But given it's going to the sidecar brake, which really only has minor impact to the overall braking system when it is working, yeah, I've been running with just a front brake while waiting for the seals anyway. So between downshifting and front brake, you can manage without a rear brake and without a sidecar brake entirely, as long as you're not riding around like an asshole. So hope this was helpful.